Static members. Static members are members of a class that are independent of object. Now, to explain more about static members, I created a class car. Inside this class car, let's have private string name. Let's car name. Private string private string car color and private. We also have private int car model. Now let's have some methods to use these fields. We have 3 fields: car name of type string, car color of type string, car model of type integer. Now let's say public void car name. No, let's just car name. Inside this method, let's pass a parameter string car name and have these dots car name equal to car name. Here, I don't know if you consider if I press inside this name or I touch this dot car name, it refers to this, and if I touch this, it refers to this. This keyword, it's referencing current object, or for this hold statement is referencing our field here as we discussed earlier, and this dot car name equal to car name of the parameter. And let's have another method for the other variable. No, void car color, and we have the same thing for this string car color and this dot car color equal to car color. It remains for our integer public void. This is not set car color. We will public void car model integer car model this dot car model equal to car car model. Now let's try assessing this. Now let this be car 1. Okay, this car 1, here are our instance members. All these that we created are instance members of our class: car color, car model, car name. Okay, different cars may have different car color, car model, car name. Okay, now what of the car number of cars? Here is where we can use static. For the number of cars, we will not pass number of cars to be an instance member, because the number of cars deal with the concept of class. It is not an object concept, it deals with the whole class, car, numbers of cars, and the number of objects we created determine the number of cars that we have. Okay, let's finish this declaration, and this car color, let's write it in blue. Content car color, car name, car name, let's have Honda. And car 1, car model, which is integer. Let's have something like this. Now these are all instance members, because each car that we create may have different name, color, and model, but the number of cars is for whole class. Because if we create maybe 20 cars, these 20 cars, to know the numbers of these 20 cars, we will not provide this number of cars as an instance member. It will be a class member because it deals with the whole class. Now let's have private static number of cars. We did not put the type of this variable. Private static int number of cars. And let's have constructor here. We will discuss later about constructor in the course, but for now we are dealing on the concept of static members. And let's create constructor public car to explain number of cars plus. This will be public so that we can access public. Okay, now from here let's access. You see, from here we cannot access the number car1. From car1 we will not access the number of cars. We can only access this directly from the car class. Here is the name of the class, car. Now we will access it directly without creating an object. Static members, we access static members directly without creating an object. Now let us access. Here we have number of cars. Okay, now let's store this integer number of cars equal to this number of cars, and let's have this printed number of cars. Let's print this and see how many cars that we have here. It's taking some time. Okay, it is printed. Here we have one car. Yes, it is one because the only object we created is one here of car1. Now let's copy this and let this be car2. We can use this object variable to access the method and give numbers to this, but it is not important. For now we have to know the number of cars that we created. Let's print and have car3. Let's print this and see how many numbers of cars that we have. Okay, it is printed. We have 3 cars. Now this is about the static members. Even if we created another car4, we will have 8 car4. Okay, now what of for method? Here we have public static int field, this field number of cars, and the same thing if we have another method that will use this field, it will be static because it deals with the concept of class number of cars. Maybe in the future we will have this public static int number of cars, something method like to use the method to print it directly without writing this from here. Now let me simplify this without writing this. Now let me delete this and have method that will work on this field, and if you call the method we will have it printed. Now from here let's have public static void. It will be static number of cars. Now this method it will just print the numbers of cars available. Okay, system.out.println. Inside this, let's write number of cars. Now we simplify this class without writing so many code here. It looks very good than earlier. Now let's access this method using the car class directly. Here is the method. Now let's print and see what we have. Now we have 4. This is about the static members in this course.